Joining me now to talk about what these voter trends might mean in the U.S. and much more is Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Let's start with this week's historic Brexit vote. Do you think some of the forces that caused the U.K. to vote the way that voters there did, resentment towards elites, resentment toward trade deals, do you think that some of those same forces have been fueling your campaign here in the United States?
Well, look, I think there is massive resentment throughout Europe, in the UK, and in the United States about a global economy which works very, very well for large multinational corporations who are able to shut down in this country and go to China and Mexico and hire people there for very low wages. But it's a global economy that is not working in many ways for the middle class or working families of this country. Jake, I visited 46 states throughout this campaign. I talked to the workers who saw their jobs go abroad. I talked to workers who are working longer hours for low wages, people who are worried to death about the future of this country and what happens to their kids. So the question is, with all of the increase in technology and productivity and all of this great global economy, why is it that the middle class continues to shrink? The gap between the very, very rich and everybody else goes wider and wider, and we got 47 million people in this country living in poverty. What ordinary people are saying is, hey, give us an economy that works for all of us and not just the people on top. And I think that is, to a significant degree, what this Brexit vote was about.
Donald Trump, I know you disagree with him on a lot, but you do have some overlap when it comes to talking about the elites in Washington and opposition to trade deals. Mr. Trump says he sees a great parallel between the Brexit vote and his own campaign. Does it give you any moment of pause and alarm you about the possibility that Mr. Trump might win in November?
No, I don't think Mr. Trump is going to win, because I think the American people understand that it's absurd for a billionaire to be campaigning on giving hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks to billionaire families like his own. The American people understand what Trump does not understand, that climate change is very, very real, that it threatens our country in the entire world, that Mr. Trump is not right when he tells us what every scientist in the world acknowledges: climate change is real, and we have to transform our energy system. And most importantly, after all of the decades and decades and centuries of struggle that we have had in this country to combat discrimination, whether it is race or whether it is gender, to have a candidate for president going around insulting Mexicans and Latinos and Muslims and women and African Americans, that is not the candidate that the American people are going to support in November.